But if you look at what's happening today, the job, not only are we going to have 1 or 2 jobs, but the stats show that we're going to have 3 or 4 careers. Think of what a difference that makes in our lives. So when I think of my dad relaxing and watering the garden, not me, when I'm watering the garden, I'm frustrated and that hamster wheel is going because I'm thinking of what do I have to do next? 2-parent family. Personally, I'm a single parent right now raising 2 boys. That in itself has its challenges because I'm doing double duty. The mortgage. Even though mortgage rates are at an all-time low, prime rate is at 4.75%, most of us, if it's renewing in a couple of years, and it only shifts 1 or 2%, for most people, because there's such an imbalance between the value of a house and what you earn on an annual basis, the shift of 1 or 2% could actually put many people in financial jeopardy. So that's another factor that we have to look at all the time. Retirement, I'm on the Freedom 75 track. So for so many of us, we don't have those defined benefit plans anymore. If we have what's called a defined contribution or actually an RSP, if we don't become financial advisors ourselves, we have to hire somebody who does. But for some extent of it, you have to understand how your money is being invested and be aware of that, because at the end, you need to make sure there's enough there so you can actually retire the way you want to retire. And last but not least, the pace of change. We all know the changes that technology is bringing. I can't keep up with cell phones and internet and everything that's going on. That's a full-time job in itself. My kids help me with that. But when you consider the impact of change and the pace of change that technology brings for us, the things that are very different is we know that it's shifting our careers dramatically. We know that globalization is increasing the pace of change for organizations, but it's also changing our relationships dramatically, because if we're having to look at those 3 and 4 careers in our lives, then we also have to make sure that everything else is in order. It shifts our relationship. Nutrition, where we used to sit down and have a great family meal, that doesn't exist anymore unless we go to another country or to Quebec, where they really know what a good meal is all about. We're eating at our desks, we're eating in our cars, and we're not healthy like we used to be. The pace of change is significantly altering the way our lives are today. So it's no wonder we're feeling stressed, anxious, and frustrated. But I'm not here to tell you it's an all bad news story. There is something that we can do about this. So what does this mean for us? As I looked at where I had come from and where I was headed and realized I couldn't continue on that path, I truly became aware of what was important to me. I truly looked at my priorities in my life, what was important to me, and actually what I was doing. And I found that there was a huge disconnect. And when you understand that there is that disconnect, it's the first and only time that you can actually stop, put the brakes on, stop the hamster wheel, and decide to make a change in your life. I'm not here to tell you this change is easy. It's very difficult, and it takes a lot of courage. But I am here to tell you that you can make that change if you want to. So as action steps for takeaway, I would encourage you, if you find yourself in this boat, to really, really take some time. Evaluate what's important to you in your life. Evaluate your current priorities. Look at what you're actually doing. And if there's a disconnect and an imbalance, then you can take the time and unleash your inner strength by really looking at your priorities, what's important to you, and making a change. And with that change, you will be able to enjoy your life more and do the things that are very important to you, including going out and watering the garden and enjoying it.